to assert executive privilege, and it certainly isn't a constitutional crisis. Barack Obama did it, George W. Bush did it, presidents before him have done it. It's not something new or unprecedented if President Trump does it as well.
No, I just said it was after the fact because McGahn has already testified.
And there might be questions, but for the president to assert executive privilege is not new, and it's not something that Trump invented.
No, but in this circumstance, it would be unprecedented.
Lisa, let me ask you, obstruction, if you don't leave the word hanging out there by itself, the whole phrase, obstruction of justice, what justice was obstructed?
There was none, because Mueller repeatedly said in his report that there was no collusion. And to Katie's point, what a dumb argument for Democrats. If we just had 10 more hours with Don McGahn, we would have gotten to the truth. He already testified for over 30 hours. This is ridiculous. It's a sham. And I am so sick and tired of the Democrat talking point that this is about Russia and getting to the bottom of that, because Democrats don't care about Russia. And it has been abundantly clear since President Obama laughed in the face of Romney when he brought up Russia during the 2012 election, when there was the hot mic moment of him telling then President Medvedev, oh, am I going to say that right? Medvedev, thank you, that he would have more flexibility on missile defense after the election. The Mueller report plainly states that Russia was trying to interfere since 2014. Obama did nothing about it. There were reports that Obama didn't do anything about it because he thought that Hillary Clinton would end up winning the election. Obama didn't do anything about it until President Trump won the election. Then he ordered up the intel report. Then he put sanctions on Russia, in my opinion, to tie President Trump's hands politically. So Democrats don't care about Russia. This is about harming and tarring President Trump. So let's at least be honest about that.
One place that I would challenge, Lisa, though, is that I think they care about Russia now.
Well,
I think they care about Russia now because it cost them an election.
Yeah,
you think they care now?
And President Trump has been extremely tough on Moscow, really tough on Moscow, with sanctions of all sorts of military and intelligence officials, over Ukraine, stopping arms shipments there. The Democrats want a 1973 John Dean televised Senate hearings to embarrass the president. The American people, already the polls show by Politico and CNN, they're saying move on, that this is done. They feel like President Trump is protesting his innocence, and it's far different from the Bill Clinton impeachment hearings when there was attempted cover-up trying to get Monica Lewinsky to swear to a false affidavit during a federal court proceeding and a grand jury probe. It's far different. Bill Clinton's impeachment proceedings, 11 impeachable offenses here. I think the American people are saying, hey, move on. The president was protesting his innocence. And that's how it seems like the American people were saying, wow, there's no collusion. We're relieved by that. Yeah. And there are only 12 laws enacted, signed by the president so far with this Congress. They're in deep trouble, the House Democrats. I know that what Mitch McConnell is doing, blocking some of them, versus 440 laws passed and enacted by the Congress.
I do want to say that if you look at the Russia report, or the Mueller report, and you look at what the Russians actually did, their number one goal was to spread misinformation, to put Americans at war with each other rhetorically, to fight it out. It's working. It's been working. And when people like Adam Schiff or Jerry Nadler continue to investigate an issue that has been resolved through this 2-year-long investigation, they are continuing the efforts by the Russians, ironically, by continuing the narrative against the White House and trying to sow discourse within the country.
Well, let me just
so they need to think about that.
And it's also the dossier that was the disinformation document that Democrats don't care about.
No, but I think it's very important to understand that the president here is acting in a way that would block a constitutional responsibility of the Congress, which is that they've gotten everything they want.
And
what they see is, hang on a second, Liz. Let me just speak for just a second. Just a second. What you read this morning, for example, in the conservative editorial page of the Wall Street Journal, is that this president is now attacking Don McGahn in such a way as to suggest that McGahn misled Mueller. And the Journal says, oh, no, we believe McGahn. And thank you, Don McGahn, for saving this president from hurting himself by firing Mueller. Now, you talk about an act of obstruction. He tried to fire the special counsel and then says, no, I didn't. And McGahn is the problem. Well, I think there's